guys? Welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. This is from a guy, he's 38 years old, married, and he's going to share his story of how, like many of us, including me, when he was younger, he was your stereotypical blue pill, beta, that type of guy. And just like me and the rest of you guys, learned the hard way. And now, later on in life, he has a really good balance, because yes, he's married, between being obviously a guy that has traditional masculinity and knows when to lay down the law and check his wife when she's being a pain in the ass, amongst many other things, but also being a good guy. Problem is, nowadays, we either have one extreme or the other. Guys are just too nice, no backbone, spineless, girls walk all over them, take advantage of them, cheat on them, or guys are just complete freaking lowlifes. This guy has the balance. He's learned that. So for you guys that are relationship guys, which I know a lot of you are, whether you want to admit it or not. In fact, many of you guys are marriage guys too, by the way, and I know it. This will show you that a balance can be made that for you guys who want relationships and how things can work out. But he's going to share his little story here about what he was like when he was younger. It's brief. And then dynamics he has with his wife. So that way for you guys that do want to have relationships or even one day want to get married, and I warn you about that, to show you it can be done on that basis in terms of how you can act in the middle. But you still got to be careful. So he starts off, he says, Hi SSM, I'll be upfront about this. I'm not one of your Patreon supporters. I'm not asking or expecting this email to be featured in a video. I'm totally fine with that. Well, bro, it's your lucky day because I thought it'd be a good email to go over showing about balance in relationships and how you can pull it off. In terms of not acting too nice, but acting like a total a-hole either. So that'd be a good one. I'm writing this to you for another piece of evidence that the idea of men starting to act like men again in this day and age is spreading around and for you to be a little entertained. That's good to hear, man, and I'm starting to notice a little bit. And things are starting to change a little bit. Very slowly every day. I am a 38-year-old male who works in IT, and I have a bachelor's degree in computer science. I was raised by both my parents, who were, and to this day, still married. When I was younger and stupider, teens through my early 20s, I was a simp/beta/blue-pilled. You get the idea. Well, guess what? So was I in many ways. The only time I wasn't that way is when I got so fed up with the way that girls treated me in my teens and early 20s that I would do a 180 and start acting like a total asshole. And amazingly, I started attracting a lot of girls. But after a while, the real me, who wasn't like that, would come out. But then over the years, through many, many experiences, I found the happy medium. He says here, I didn't learn the important lesson that the Beatles sang about, money can't buy you love. I fell into the trap of putting girls on a pedestal and try to satisfy their unending need for validation. I can get into more details about the painful, not to mention expensive experience I went through, but that's another long story for another day. Bro, you don't have to elaborate. I pretty much have the idea, as well as many guys that watch this. I didn't have anyone like you talking to me about respecting yourself as a man, improving yourself for you, and focusing on your own goals, and being on your purpose and grind. For better or worse, I had to learn these lessons on my own. Same here, dude. I was always on my grind, even as a kid. Back then, in my teens, it was lifting weights. And I had little side businesses, doing things I'm not going to mention on this channel to make money. And I loved business even as a kid. But still, I was a bit of a slacker and would put girls on a pedestal. But that changed over time. For better or worse, I had to learn the hard way. What got me started learning those lessons was working out and taking martial arts classes, both of which I continue to do so presently. I started working on being the best version of myself, which led me to respect and value myself. Aha! This is why I tell you guys how it's so important to focus on self-improvement, whatever that may be in your life. You know, I'm a personal trainer, guys, and I'm always obviously an advocate for being healthy and working out and taking care of your bodies and all other elements of your life to improve yourself. And it's amazing by doing these things how good you'll feel about yourself. And when you feel good about yourself, you're not going to tolerate BS from anybody, whether it's women, coworkers, friends, family, clients, whomever. And by you being that way, you become a more respected, attractive person. That was just the start. It was years later, my mid-30s, that I started finding out the RP and things like that on YouTube. Those things, like your channel, serve to verify the things I had to learn on my own and filled in a few gaps. I know you disagree with this next part, and that's okay. I see enough of your videos to fully understand where you are coming from. But I also have seen enough of your videos to know that you respect the life decisions of other men. I am married. I've been married to my wife, who's 37-year-old female, for over 10 years. We have no kids together. I have no kids before I met her, and she is not a single mom. Well, good for you. One big factor in my favor is that she was a legal immigrant from another country, now a fully legalized, naturalized citizen, and has traditional values instilled in her. Bro, thank the Lord you married a girl that comes from a culture that has traditional values. Good, let's keep it that way. Don't let her hang out with American women too much. This is a good fit for me since I also believe in strongly in traditional values. She doesn't cheat, I don't cheat. Maybe you think you don't know for sure about her, and I completely understand where you're coming from. But I'm pretty sure and vigilant. We're two old school people that found each other. Actually, when she got over here from the U.S., she was shocked and disgusted by the militant, whatever ethnicist ideology and the garbage social justice warrior movement. Well, there you go. That's a good test to see if she really is what she claims to be. If she's disgusted by the ethnicist movement, which we all are, that's a good sign. You know, I have about 4%, sometimes 5% of my subscribers are women. And I get emails on occasion or direct messages or comments from women that watch me. And one of the biggest common themes of the ladies that watch me, and I'll call them ladies, is that they loathe, they despise the ethnicist movement. They've seen the damage it's caused on so many fronts. And they don't want to see their male loved ones being impacted by that and hurt, especially by these harpies today. And these are mothers they have sons, they got brothers, they got cousins. You get the point. She honestly has nothing major to complain about. I work from home for an international company, and I've been working from home since and before COVID. And I've already been told I can work from home forever. Dude, that's awesome. World's a-changing. More and more people are working remotely or maybe going to the office a couple days a week and working from home. If you can do it at home, hey, why not? You have to do the commute. You save money on gas, wear and tear on your car. You can have, the dishwasher running while you're working or the laundry or whatever the hell. It's a lot more efficient. And companies realize, hey, they don't have to spend as much my office space anymore. And for the type of job I have, and for my type of job, if no one has any problems, I have nothing to do. A lot of times, no one is having problems. I also tried to work on working my way into management in the next several years, and I let my wife know that means I'm working what I'm working towards. There isn't that complaint that wives have. You're never home because it's my job to be home. We have a fairly new house. Mortgage, not rent or lease, in a decent, safe suburban neighborhood. The suburb itself is overall pretty conservative, which both of us are very happy about. We have a used but reliable and affordable car and have plenty of food to cook and eat. We don't ever eat out, including fast food and take out hardly ever. So it sounds to me that you definitely live probably beneath your means, and that you're frugal. And not to mention by you cooking your own meals, you're going to save a fortune on takeout and all that, and not to mention you'll be a lot healthier. So good for you. I'm an advocate for everybody, guys, to live beneath your means. Run your household like a business, where the business has revenue coming in. That's your paychecks. The business has expenses. Those are your household expenses. And whatever's left over is the business profit or the household profit. So you live cheap, you live beneath your means and find ways to save money and cooking your own meals and having an affordable car to get you from point A to point B. You're going to have a nice profit every month. And that money, the extra money, can be put away and invested. And watch that money grow over time. You'll be a lot happier and feel a lot more at ease when you have more and more money building up and building wealth. I'm not saying you're going to get rich overnight, but over time, over the decades, you will. And you'll be light years ahead of most people. So just remember that, guys. Always live beneath your means. You find a way to cut out unnecessary expenses and save. Most people are stupid as all hell with money, and they complain they don't have any money. Anyhow, he goes on. He says, not because I feel like I owe it to her, but just because I was accustomed to it when I was single and on my own after graduating college. I do a lot of the household work. a lot of the household work. Most of the time I even make my own meals because I know how to cook food the way I like it, and because I want to ensure I am consuming plenty of protein. Also, I do housework because I don't like having anything to do. A few of these things are kind of run on, guys, so bear with me here. He says, I typically do housework on the weekends. I don't work on weekends. My wife can cook well and does. I let her do some stuff on a regular basis because, though I don't tell her this is her part, I want her to be putting in some work too. You're darn right she should be doing stuff too. Cooking, cleaning, helping. Because you don't say she has a job. And if you're making enough money and she's respectful and loving and loyal and takes care of herself physically, okay. And by the way, you say that you train in martial arts and go to the gym. That's awesome. I did martial arts for 6 years nonstop, loved it. But I'm hoping that she works out too. And if she doesn't, she should. But even if I did all the housework, I see her vacuum once or twice during the week and do some laundry every now and then. But I want her to be investing and putting work into our marriage. I even made her or let her pay for pretty much all our furniture. Fair, right? I bought the house and paid the mortgage. She bought the furniture. That's just a few examples of me making sure she's investing in our marriage and our life together. Yeah, it can't be all one-sided. So, if you're paying for some things, she can pay for other things. And cook and clean and do all that. And again, nowadays these effinists, they're beneath, they wouldn't dare turn on a vacuum or wash a freaking dish because that's beneath them. Also, I don't try to solve her own problems. She'll tell me about something that she's dealing with, and while I will generally listen to her, I don't say, this is what you need to do, blah, blah, blah. I typically say, so what do you think about that? Or how will you handle it? Sometimes I'll even say, it sounds like you need to figure that out. Yeah, the women want to talk and tell you about their problems and all this shit, but then they bitch when guys mansplain a solution. The reality is they just want to talk, get off their chest, and they feel better by doing so, and they'll figure it out themselves. It's very tempting for us guys to be like, okay, do this, this, and this to fix the problem. And, that's just how we operate with each other. But the gals don't like that. So in terms of a relationship, this guy's minimizing the drama by, he'll listen, but then, okay, you can figure it out on your own. Again, this ain't the relationship channel, guys, but on occasion I'll do one of these stories that helps the relationship guys out. I can see some guys typing away about SSM. What are you doing here? He goes on. I learned somewhere along the line that I can't solve all her problems because if I tried to, I'd be approaching her problems as me. But she needs to find a solution that works for her because she is not me. I can't off the top of my head think of it as a way to illustrate that point, but I hope you understand what I'm getting at. Bro, I 100% get what you're talking about. Trust me. He says, however, along the lines of what you say, women are women no matter where and where they live. And while overall our life and marriage have been good, every once in a while I have to check her. There you go. I did a video, guys, not too long ago about the difference between nice guys and bad boys. And one of the biggest differences between nice guys and bad boys is that bad boys always check women when they're pulling bullshit, disrespecting them, any number of things they are being difficult about. Nice guys are terrified to check women. So like I said here, right here, I check her. Good for you. Guys, I don't care if you're just dating a chick or you've been in a relationship or married for 20 years. If she pulls bullshit, if she's being a pain in the ass or difficult and crossing boundaries, you have to check her, okay? And if you're too scared to do so, she ain't going to respect you. There's going to be more bullshit. So this is why I said this guy has the balance between being good guy, good husband, but he's going to check her and when necessary. And other things that are important. He has a spine. He says, sometimes I have to check her pretty harshly. Not physically, mind you. It can get annoying, and in some instances, I wonder if I'm going too far. I can sometimes get to the point of basically telling her to sit down and shut up. Bro, I have said that line more times than you can imagine. That's amazing how it works. You get the folded arms. She'll start getting huffy and storm away sometimes, but that's better than just taking her BS. Now, that isn't just the initial response, but if she pushes you too far, you gotta be tough. It is what it is. But women respect strength, and always when I have to check her, she'll simmer down and go back to being pleasant after a while. See? Exactly. They test. Doesn't make a difference if you've been with them for 20 years. They throw tests your way just to see if you're still the strong man they want you to be. Okay? Because if you're not, then they're going to doubt you, and they'll start acting masculine and bitchy and bossy and all that until you show that you still have a pair down there. A lot of guys don't. He says, at times it gets tiring. I learned that I can't complain to her about things, external things like the bills are getting too high, because that's just ammo for her to use it against me if we're disagreeing. He says, example, if the bills are too high, she'll say, you shouldn't be spending money on such and such thing. Yes, I mentioned before, guys, you don't go complaining about your problems and worries and fears and all that, because if you do, one, that could come back to use it on you down the road when they're pissed off at you, and two, they don't want to hear you whine and complain, even though you should be able to express to your gal that you're upset or worried or something like that. That will be perceived by most as weakness. You can simply say, I'm having a bad day, everything will be okay, end of story. They can come to you and express how worried they are about things and unsure and uncertain, but when you do it to them, and I get shit about this all the time, whatever I talk about, but I'm not going to back down. I stand by this, and I've had examples in my life, not just with one woman, but multiple women, where I would do what we're told in movies and TV to do, to express your feelings and pour out your emotions and fears, and it bit me in the ass. I learned. So, like you, dude, I learned over the years these things. This is why I tell the guys in this channel to help them out. So, your relationship guys, don't go pouring out your feelings and fears and all that stuff like that. It's not going to go well. It is what it is. It sucks, but it is what it is. And if you don't believe me, go to your girl. Go to your wife, go to your lady, and share your fears and your worries and your insecurities. Watch how that will turn her off. I get shit about this all the time, and I will again. He says, life can get hard because I feel as a man I have no one to go to, for lack of better words. Just be real and vulnerable. I have to internalize everything to show strength. Yep. You can always go to your bros. Go to your bros. Your best friends aren't going to blab. And you can then, because you don't want to be a ticking time bomb. Let me make that clear. So you got some worries and stress, talk to your best buddies. You don't need to be a pussy about it, but just, mention some things, and they'll come up with some solutions to help you out, or maybe like your brother you're close with or something like that. Let me make that clear. You don't need to be a ticking time bomb, but don't go to your lady with all your problems and worries and concerns. That's not going to go well. She wants you to be strong and stoic, and that mountain that's always there, and nothing can impact it. He says, yes, I'm a man, but I'm not invincible. I'm still human too. It's okay though, first world problems. Thanks for the great channel and content. Keep being strong and successful, and helping other men be strong and successful as well. Bro, that was a good story, man. Like I said, this is gonna be one of these videos that's gonna have 50,000 views in 24 hours because there's something crazy going on in the title. But this is a good one for the relationship guys that watch me, just to show you the balance between a good guy and obviously being strong and laying down the law. Okay, there is that sweet spot, that balance. Okay, because again, like I said, nowadays you got most guys out there are total spineless doormats, nice guys that get walked over by women. Or you have the other guys who are complete and total a-holes, verging from just being assholes to thugs, and they go cheat with them. You don't want to be those guys too, because most guys are good guys. It's finding that balance, being a good guy, but standing up for yourself and checking them on the bullshit, laying down the law, not making them your purpose, making your purpose, your goals, your purpose. You get the point. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. For you relationship guys that watch me, and that's okay. Let me hear in the comments section, if you will, how you handle things. For you guys have learned a lot of things and do relationships, how you apply these things in whether it's your girlfriend or your fiance, or even if your wife, if you're married, having that balance. I like to hear about it. The guys that are like that like to hear about it as well. Little tips that can help them out and make things better for themselves. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.